So Shilpa, I think last time we met, you had just won all the awards for your Bachna Hai Hasino song. But a lot of people don't know that you did sing before that as well, right?
Yeah.
There was a song in Anwar which you sang.
Right.
Will you tell us about that song and how you actually, got got to sing that song? And you also did a couple of other songs before this.
For Anwar, I'd say names that you like a beginner. You always know bigger names, like Shankar Hassan Law, Vishal Shekhar, Preetam, because you see their names on television all the time. But to also find out about the new composers which have not yet had a film but still do great work. So Mithun was one of them, and it was a very via contact and we'd done a song much before Anwar also.
Okay.
Which was just like a trial thing. And then his Bas Ek Pal had happened.
Okay.
By then we had recorded Tose Naina. And when Tose Naina happened, it was also, I did not have many expectations from that film because it was a very small film. It was not a very big production. It was a new star cast but yeah, they did have a music release, which I remember very well. So I never expected much from the song in terms of popularity, but at that point the FM station was just booming. Mirchi was into a couple of years into their launch. Big FM was just starting off, and they used to bombard these songs because they were the RJ's favorite.
That song became a huge hit.
Exactly.
Actually.
It was a very big radio hit, not so much of a TV hit.
Yeah.
So Maula Mere and Tose Naina both were played, very a lot by the RJs because they had the freedom to play music. So I definitely owe it to all the RJs. I keep telling them also. It's because of you guys that both these songs have happened in such a big way. And so yeah, that felt really nice. That good songs definitely find their way through. It's a little more difficult these days because everything is more structured.
Also more marketing driven in that sense. I mean,
now there's a publicity lineups. Everything is not chaotic. Everything has a structure, and everybody likes to go by their rule book. Okay, this is the plan, and this is how we promote the film and the music. At that point, it wasn't that structured, but maybe that chaos helped.
How long had you been in Bombay before you actually got your first chance?
I was in Bombay for about 3 years. I was in college, and so I used to do a lot of jingles. That actually is a very good training ground for any singer. If you've just been singing and you do not know how to record, because singing live is a different ball game. But when you're in the mic, in the studio, it's much different. So I think learning and getting a firm grip on that front was great. So those 3 years actually prepped me for that.
Can you tell us any of the jingles that you've sung?
There was a Ford Figo jingle.
Okay.
Choti choti baatein bade bade sapne liye, something like that. So that I'd done. Some Sunsilk ad, a lot of things. So, but that's cool. It was good fun. But yeah.
And you come from a musical background.
Yeah, my dad's he's a musician at heart. He's not by profession, but yeah, all my good music learning, music listening is all from him. Yeah.
So was it one of his dreams for you also to see you sing, or was it more of your own dream, or was it?
No, it wasn't my dream at all. I never thought of being a musician or anything for that matter. It was him that he wanted me to. Of course, he also saw that I was inclined to listen to music, which is a huger passion for me rather than singing. Yeah. I love to listen to music, something new. I always keep looking for new stuff. So that's a bigger passion for me. But yeah, I never wanted to be a musician as a kid. Nowadays these kids have very specific goals. I want to be this, I want to be famous and all those things. But that way also, again, Dad never forced me.
Okay.
But yeah, he made it a point that I learn music, which is very important. And later on, anything I want to do with it is a very later thing. But
So when did you feel that now, okay, I think I want to pursue this now?
it was, I think, I was about 13 years old when I had met Hariharan uncle in Bombay.
Huh.
And he suddenly had this, not suddenly, I mean, I had met him, and he just felt I had the knack to be a singer, which I never had a confidence in myself for. So, a man of that stature having that much confidence in me was inspiring, and that's why probably I again changed everything in my head and started focusing on this. So,
But actually having a good voice making it as a playback singer. What's the what do you need to get through that journey?
there are lots of things actually. Learning music, I won't say is the primary key. When you see there's so many people who've not learned music, but they have a sensibility towards music. It's not just for singers, even composers. But learning music gives you a lot of space to do much more with what you usually do. So learning music definitely helps you. But more than that, listening to a lot of music. You have to be open-minded. You have to be able to appreciate, if not appreciate, at least give it a chance. Any new form of music, you should at least give it a chance to, for you to experience it. You like it or you don't, that's a different question. So learning music, listening to music is very important. Playing with different musicians, mingling with them, it gives you a kind of a sensibility where to place yourself and how much to sing, how much to keep to yourself. Because, for example, a Tose Naina Lage, I could do a lot. It's a classical based song. You can do so much. But to not do that because the song doesn't require that. So to control yourself, to keep your execution to the bare minimum as per the song is required, that's again an art. So that is very important because many singers can do so much. Sukhwinder Singh can do so much, but he would definitely only do what is required for the song. That's very important. So these things, and you need a lot of patience. You need to wait your time.
Because there are a lot of singers today who are coming in. Like there was a time when there were 2 female singers or 2 male singers who were doing playback, and there was not too much competition.
Yeah, no, again, why? Because the composers or the directors would not take a chance with newer things. But nowadays, it's not. There were singers always. There were always singers around. Just that you don't know them. But nowadays, the singers who actually go up to a composer or a director are actually picked up. They're given that first. Okay, why don't you at least try the song? We'll see whether we can use it or not. But so that chance is given to them, which is not available back in the day. Yeah.
Are you friends with any other singers?
Oh yeah, we
you jam with a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean that's one great boon. I think that's really fantastic working with other singers apart from when you're recording or something. It's fantastic. I think a lot of songs just happen like that. So,
you also have your independent band and you perform otherwise independent music also.
That's super fun. That's really a lot
Does
of fun.
that give you more to explore? I mean, otherwise, I mean, what's the high that comes from singing behind the mic, I mean in a recording studio, and jamming, for example, with different musicians? Which one gives you a better high?
We're damn greedy, we want everything. So, sab la ke de do. We're happy with everything. We're happy doing everything. Recording the mic, singing live, jamming with friends, everything. I think all these experiences add to your repertoire as an artist. So I think do not, limit yourself to anything. And being a full artist means you need to experience all kinds of music. I mean, it's just that experience adds a lot. Yeah.
How was it working with Rahman?
I had this conception in my head that he's a very quiet person, but he's not.
Okay.
So I met him at the Yash Raj studio where we were recording, and so he was there, Gulzar Saab, Yash ji, Aditya Chopra, everybody. So yeah, it was like a great sight. I still remember it in my head where everybody was sitting and doing what. So yeah, that was great. And so he gave me the song. I was kind of listening to it and started chatting. I saw your unplugged promos. So I said, yeah, it's airing tonight, and I like it. Apparently, he has my Dhol Yara Dhol on his iPod.
Okay.
So he really likes that song. And so we were talking, and he says, where do you want to record? You want to record here, or you want to go inside the booth? I said, anything. He says, no, you record here, I'll scare you. I said, I'm already scared. But yeah, he's really fun, as opposed to what I'd heard about him. But I think that's the whole comfort zone that he gives to every musician to be themselves, and that's why he extracts the best out of them. Yeah, probably.
Did he make you sing through the night? As people, I mean, he records through the night.
It was actually in the evening. It was a very good time, maybe 7:30ish.
Okay, because
So it wasn't one of the late. No, it wasn't one of those late nights. I'm looking forward to the late nights. I hope so. We do more songs like that. Yeah.
Do you have a certain time when you like to, you feel your voice is better or want to sing? Like, is it, better in the night or better in the morning or nothing?
So most of the singers today are not morning people at all. So all the recordings are scheduled post afternoon. So आप किसी से भी पूछ लो, from Mohan to Benny to Shruti to anybody, we're all like, निशाचर लोग हैं हम लोग सब. So रात को आप कभी भी गवा दो, it's fine with us, no problem.
Do you compose?
I think every musician is a composer in a way. When you're given a song and you try and variate it at some point, that's actually a little sign of composition. So I think, like when you sing and people urge you and then you keep working at it and you become a singer. In the same way, I think composing also needs that little nudge. So yeah, I think everybody's a composer. You can make a tune in your head. So that depends on how good or bad it is. But yeah.
But do you actually spend time composing? Or
I have been. I have been, but I hope I can. It's all like a big. It's very, very liquid at the moment.
Tell you about Man Marziyan. It's a lovely song. You've sung with, worked with Amit Trivedi for a long time now. And so, how has your equation developed now, and do you also give him a lot of inputs? Does he give you a lot of inputs? Because whenever the two of you have worked together, I just feel like you guys come up with a really lovely song. Whether it's Ek Main Aur Ek Tu,
Right.
Gubbare, and or Man Marziyan.
I think he casts really well. His USP is that, apart from being a great composer, he chooses the right people for his songs, and that is why a singer doesn't have to exert that much. Especially for Man Marziyan, I don't think there was any brief that he gave to me or led me to sing in a particular way. He was very. The only backdrop he gave me was that it's a period film which is based on the 50s, 60s of the Bengali culture, and that's about it. So he said it has to be a little. The singing style should be a little Indian, which the composition holds. But again, it's a very modern produced song, so it can't seem dated also. He knows I cannot sing dated also. That's a very clear thing. Also, again, Amitabh is another friend that we three. It's a very no explanations required. So in fact, the song wasn't Man Marziyan in the beginning. It was only Marziyan.
Okay.
So the lines were Dil mein jaagi ishq wali Marziyan.
Okay.
And it's the first line when I sang it, and he says, Shilpa, just change it to Man Marziyan. So that's how it became Man Marziyan.
Okay.
So we hardly spent 30 minutes to record the song. It was done. So it was
Wow.
one of those songs which it was just like a picture perfect song casting wise.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that it is the best song and nobody else can do it better or something like that. It's not that. Anybody else, if you would give it to Vishal Shekhar, they would compose it in their own way.
Hmm.
And everyone has their own way. But the point is, for us, our strong points and limitations were just fitting for this song. All the mistakes also that, in fact, there's one line which was a mistake in the second antara.
Okay.
Where I leave the tail. It was, I forgot what the tune was, so I just did a random alap. I mean,
And
I stretched it, and Amitabh said, we'll keep it, we'll treat it. So that's what it is. Many times singers and composers don't know the newer lot, that even the way you make mistakes is actually your uniqueness. Nobody else can do that the way you do it. So it's not just about doing it right or doing it perfectly. It's about how you do it. Dil mein jage ishq wale man marziyan zid ke mare bholi bhale man marziyan
Shit, this is like amazing.
It's a beautiful song. I told you.
I just love your voice.
The core melody and the lyrics are like awesome. Which matters.
You do have a unique voice in that sense. If your song comes up, you can recognize it. Your voice.
Correct.
It's different. So, do you think that music composers think of you for a particular song because of, like you said, the casting has to be perfect, right?
Right.
So, for a particular song, they might think of your voice. But do you think that there are any limitations for you because of your voice or the kind of range that you sing in? Do you think that it's like open?
I'm sure. There are a lot of songs which I would naturally not be able to do.
Like an item song, like the typical,
Actually,
You haven't
that's
done
one
that yet.
one area where I would like to do some quirky stuff. If not an item song, something which is a little quirky, I would love to do that. Yeah, that'll be good fun. At least try it out.
Who are your favorite singers?
The current lot.
Huh?
Current singers, yeah. There's Mohan. I just love his voice. It's very. Nobody can be what he does. So that's brilliant about him. There's Benny, there is Shruti, there's Papon. All of these people. We're friends. We hang out, we jam. So I know them much more closely. So yeah, these people really. And trust me, I also am a musician to some extent because of the interactions that we have. That's again a very added factor, because we often meet and we jam and etc. So
Adds to you as a
definitely, because the Durist song, I believe, happened because of the jam. It was a jam that we used to do at Mohan's house, and that's how the song became what it is. So yeah.
who did you grow up looking up to as a musician, singer?
Hariharan uncle for sure. He was my guru. He is my guru. He's the ultimate inspiration when it comes to singing from your heart, singing truly. Again, for him, technique is not everything. It's also your mind space. It's your head space that you put into a song that becomes a masterpiece. So that is great about him. There's Mehdi Hasan Saab. I've grown up listening to him. He's the reason for many singers to be a singer. Actually, he's inspired so many over the generations. My dad was a huge fan of Talat Mahmood, so we used to listen to a lot of him as a kid. Also, a lot of international music was was very dear to me. My dad would not like it, so I used to hear it in secret. But and then he used to ask me also, how are the CDs growing in numbers? when do you buy them? When do you hear them? So anyway, now he knows. But yeah, I've followed a lot of Sting, Sade,
Okay.
Dire Straits, Eagles, yeah, so the classics.
Okay.
Yep.
And what are you currently listening to right now? Any music that you're exploring?
A lot of world music. There's another band called 07. In fact, Amit and I, we're really glued to this band for some
Okay.
reason. In fact, we got addicted to this band very simultaneously. And you
Okay.
see a lot of 07 influences in Amit's music if you hear it.
Okay.
So yeah, I love that zone, that space of what they do. So
Okay.
that's the current favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
जाने क्या तूने कही, जाने क्या मैंने सुनी, बात कुछ बंधी गई. जाने क्या तूने कही, जाने क्या मैंने सुनी, बात कुछ बंधी गई. जाने क्या तूने कही.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Shilpa Rao, and please keep watching BollywoodLive.com.